Hi folks, this is Jazz, aka Trend Trader for you. I'm just gonna wrap up this video about all the calls that I made on stock twits. As you could also see, these are the calls that are made prior to the move. Either they were stop outs or either they were uh, uh, waiting for to have a run. But these were the calls that were made prior to the move. And as you could, my followers that are there, that are my members that are there, they can see my track history of how I've been doing, and you're better judge than me. Okay. So, anyways, let's start with. As you can see, I was pretty busy on to the stock twits today, as I wasn't logged on to my chat room because I wanted to completely concentrate on here, as I wanted to try to see uh, what I can do to impress people out there so they can sign up for my free member email for the weekly analysis, and the free ideas that I send out to the email via the whole week. Okay. um, so let's start by, so before the market, I separated the pre-markets are up, and SPY is gonna be having a gap, and I said watch out for the supply. And these were what I'm watching. Not every time the trades I'm watching, they're always gonna line up. Okay, so there's always opportunities coming up which are better than my watch list. Okay, so anyway, so let's so this is the one I was watching around in the morning when this opened. I think it was the earnings on DF. I said watch around 1427 area for a bounce up. Okay, so this is the DF, and if I go into the daily, you'll see why I said so there was some support here, and I said watch it around 1427. And so let's go into the 3 minute, and 1427, so it came around pretty close to that. I don't know how I missed this move, but I must be looking at a lot of other stuff. But this was a great setup that I could have traded, and it actually went up all the way from 1427 to, I did a whole dollar move on it, so that wasn't that bad. So next one, Coach, I said long between 35.29 to 35.50. So coach, again, these are, when I put these trades out, I'm actually looking at the past historical chart data. I'm not just like making it up and say, okay, go long here, go short here. This is based on past support and resistance, and there's just not one kind of support and resistance. There's multiple kind. I gotta filter it out. What's the best support and what's the best resistance, and what's the best entry with the minimal loss. Okay. Anyways, that one 35.29 to 35.50 never came in. But what I did after that, I did call another trade on Coach, which I have listed, but I'm not going into the sequence. That I wrote everything down, so I'll probably not get back into the this whole stock twits, my all my tweets. So feel free to look in there and see where I made the calls. But I'm just gonna scroll through what I wrote from right from here, and I made some notes. I'm just gonna talk about them quickly. Okay, so Coach one never came below, but so I stopped looking at it. Okay, as my alert was working for me, it never got alerted there. And GI made a call. I said a long above 813. I'm looking at 3 minute chart. Long above 813, and with a stop below 803, the low of day. And the stock did pretty good, 828. Even though I kind of canceled it because of this action, I wanted to rip up and just kind of make higher highs, higher lows. But it hung around there. But it's okay. So it was kind of like a break even trade for me. But did the trade work? Trade worked beautifully. Okay, if you respected the trend, respected the call, there was a stop and minimal stop, and gave you pretty good risk reward ratio on this. And the next one I talked about is IMPV gap fill. So it gapped up, and I said watch out for the gap fill. This was a gap fill, and there was a little bit of if I do this, trying to make it a little bigger for you guys. So gap filled here. There wasn't a whole lot of volume for me to trade, so I did let this go. I didn't trade this one, but it did fill the gap and did go up. So 27.87 to 28.50. So that was another one. But again, I wouldn't have took this trade because of many of the criteria that just didn't fulfill this. AXP. AXP, I called it 8810 long, and I think it was the beginning of the day. 8810, yeah, it was right around here. 8810 with a, it was above this, yeah, above the high of the day, with the stop at 808 8803, which never triggered. Okay, so this one actually never triggered. So um, I let this one go. Again, most of my calls, most of the time, I'm just saved by 2 pennies, 3 pennies, because if it doesn't tick above high of the day or the low of the day, it saves me, and that's where the stock actually proves to show that there's bulls out there or there's bears out there. And if it doesn't, that actually saves me 80% of the time. Okay, so next trade, I also actually was AXP, and I said short below 89.76. It was right around 80 87 73. So short below this, right below this candle, and I said cover right around here. This actually reversed on me. It did give me a little bit of profit. I know it's not a whole lot. It did go down, but as soon as this candle came up, and I said I'm covering it. Okay, my stop was 88 above 10. But I said I'm covering, I'm breaking it even, and which I did, and I'm glad I did, because as a day trader or intraday trader, you want to act on what you see. You don't want to act on what you want to see, what you need to see, or what you think, or what you should have, could have, would have. Okay, I this candle opposed against my trade, and I said, you know what, I need to get out, and this was a quick stop even breakout, which was glad, and I took it. Otherwise it definitely would have been a stop out, but kind of was to save a little bit of there, and that worked out for my next trade. So next one was NUGT. NUGT, I said long above 47.27, 40, so right around this 47.27 area, and stop below 46.75. So stop below 46.75, right around this area, 46.75. So this was the stop below around this area, and if you look, this was probably the great trade of today. 84, so 47.27 was the long, and when all the way up to 47.52, not a whole lot of a profit, but it actually did do some movement, and it didn't just kind of trade sideways. Usually this stock actually rips, or it just goes down, but this one actually didn't do a whole lot of activity, and that was the whole market too. It was kind of flat, not a whole lot of activity. August is here, and people are taking vacations, and most of the earnings are over. So get what you get right away and move on to the next stock. Okay, so this was a okay kind of call, but not the best of a trade. So next one I called COH. So this was probably one of the best calls of today. So this call was COH long above 36.26, so right around here, and stop was 36.03 right there. So this one gave quick 30 cents. It was nice. This was a nice trade, and rest it just kind of actually this was still never stopped out, but I did take some here, and at the end of the day I called another trade on it. It was 36.13 long above 36.13 right around here, and stop was below this, and this gave a quick pop, but again, not as much, but enough to put your stop to break even. All right, so the next one, GRPN. I got a few comments on this one. This one didn't do much at all today. It was long above a 601, right here, long above 601, and stop below 595, below the 595. So you still not stopped out, but this trade just didn't do anything. So it just kind of went sideways. And again, if this is when you're trading a stock of a $6, they don't move whole lot. They're not gonna move whole dollar unless there's some kind of big earnings, or some kind of upgrade or downgrade is going on. But otherwise it's just basically Maybe it wasn't a good trade to put out, but it's just I thought in daily it looked that it might have it was ready to go up, and as you can see, it was if it went above a 603, it might have a good chance of running up, but I still want to watch, and I'll keep watching it. Okay, so the next one was UGAG, and I said 3 minute, and I said watch around. Let me go look at it. So watch around 1542. This stock exactly came down to 1540, and this area was what I said watch around, and I didn't give an exact entry on it, but there were a couple times that traders could have gotten on right around here. 1569 would have gave us 1597. This is where I got around right around here, 1557, and I was able to pull some once it went down. I was able to get some out. So that was okay trade. So again, small risk but a high reward trade. And end of the day, again, if this 1542 price never came down, so that's a pretty good almost 15 60 over 60 cents of a move. That was a decent enough call to say, okay, this could have been one of the winners that took care of all my break evens or stop losses. Okay, so next, another one was called again AXP. It was long above 87.97, right there. I traded this 3 times today, but wasn't the best trader. Even this $87 stock. 87.97, and this was above, and 87.60 was right below. This was the stop. So this one again, I think I made remarks in there that I'm pulling out break even again on this one. As soon as this happened, even though I had chances to pull out some, it did give me to about around 20 cents, but I was able to just kind of make this flat, and because it wasn't the way $87 stocks should move, it didn't move. So, and I was able to just basically go flat on it. Then I also said something around SPY. I said watch 160, 190, 3 minute, yes. High of this was 194.61, and I said watch around 194.61 area. Reason why? Because it was a critical area based on my analysis, and this is where the price was. This was the resistance was, and this was I didn't post this trade, but this was probably one of the best trades that I took, and I didn't regretfully let it run all the way down, but it worked out pretty good. But again, all I said was 94.61, so I'm not going to take the credit of this trade, but it did went down all the way to 193.79, so pretty over almost a dollar move on it. And then it was lunchtime, and I didn't talk. I don't do much trades in lunchtime unless there is a big time volatility. I did call NRG. NRG was 29.70 right here, and with the stop below 29.40, which this never triggered. So this stock was never triggered. Then I called this trade again right around here. I said above 49.42, 49.42, yes, long with the stop below here. Again, this never triggered. See how many times you can save yourself by just by a few pennies. If it doesn't prove you that it'll make a higher high or higher low, that's when you say, okay, it didn't prove me enough, and I rather not take the trade and just move on to the next one. And I believe that was it. And I did have a bounce watch. Actually, there was another AXP today. I said bounce watch around 87.18 to 87.38 area. 87.13, right around here to 87.38 area. It never bounced, but I did call out a trade here, 87.20, which is right around here, and the stop was 87.03, right below this. And again, this was a stop out, and I totally admit to it. This is what it got me, this little wick. But you know, there when you look back and you know hindsight everything, okay, that doesn't make sense. But you know what? This was a stop out, but 17 cents stop out. I had about two stop outs and few winners, so that totally makes up for the for these little stop outs. And my stop outs are most of the time they're you know 20 cents, 40 cents, you know. And if my stop is bigger, I always lower down my position size. So you always want to see what exactly I have this Excel sheet that if you email me or basically sign up for the register, go to my website and let me show you. So if you just go to my website and register for right there. So if you just go onto website and subscribe, and then I'll send you the weekly analysis also. But email me back and say, hey, you know what? You talked about the position sizer, where you can say, okay, if you all you want to take is a $20 loss or $40 loss, you just punch in $40 and you type in your stop and you type in your or what it does, it automatically generates how many stocks you can go long or short in. Okay, so it was pretty good for Excel. It's very small file, and you know you just plug in the numbers and exactly your loss and exactly how much you're willing to lose on it with your stop loss, and it'll spit out the number of stocks you can go short or long. Okay, so anyways, guys, so that's it. And so as you can see, I was very active on here all day long, and I was trying to provide as much as education on here and move on from I mean, well, not move on, but I mean, maybe I should start my own chat room or something. But anyway, so I wanted to show you guys what I've been doing all day today. Putting out trades and stuff, and again, this stuff like this I put education. So some of you will find this shocking, but the majority of the indicators are lagging, even the VWAP because it's dynamic. It's not it's moving as a because it's volume weighted average price, right? Not static like candlesticks. Okay. And anyway, so you can scroll around it and look at my and had a good nice testimonial today from one of the guys who actually told me that I can post this testimonial. But anyways, guys, you guys take care and have a great day. And we got 4 more days to trade. But again, this is August, so find what you can and try not to trade the lunch hours. And the first 2 hours and the last 2 hours probably are the best to trade, and that's where the most volatility is. Take care and good night.